Hey girlies, this is your host Simone Blyden, and this is Dorm Diaries. Okay, so the girlies have spoken. All right, if you are doing something right now, I really don't care. Go pick up your phone. I'm waiting. All right, now that you have it, go type in dorm_diaries1. If you're already following, period queen, love you. If you aren't, please follow, okay? Because I'm posting all the polls up there and you need to be the girly on top of everything. We love a girl that gets on her Zoom. So get on there, follow, do your thing. Because the last poll I posted was juicy and y'all came back with some juicy stuff. All right, I said story time for next week. Do y'all want the biggest friendship breakup or high school party? And y'all said biggest friendship breakup. So girls, I had to sit down, think, ponder what taught me the most, what is a good enough story for my pod, and also and I remember everything. And this is one thing I can remember and always think back to this day and will always be grateful for. Let's go back. I was in middle school and I was dating this boy. Let's give him the name Dre. Okay. Dre was that guy. Everyone wanted to date him or whatever. It was middle school. So he was only that guy because he was the tallest guy. I feel like he later on did not become that guy in high school because we found other taller guys. Right. But at this point in life, he was the tallest boy in the grade. He was really good at basketball. He was really good at football. All the girls wanted him. And me, okay, I was on the cheerleading team. And I thought I was in a movie, all right? So I was like, I have to date that boy. And, we did. Shouldn't have did that because it's middle school. Anyways, and this boy has a cousin. Her name's Nellie. Nellie becomes my bestie simply because the rest of the girls that were friends with me slowly started drifting away from me because one, I probably started putting all of my attention into this boy, honestly, but also two, they low-key wanted him too. Let's not play, okay? They low-key wanted him too. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to become friends with Nellie. Me and Nellie became besties for the resties. We were each other's things. And let me tell you about Nellie. Her body was tea. Her body was tea. All right. She had pretty eyes. Her hair was like those loose curls. She was mixed. And I feel like a lot of people did not like her because she was pretty. And I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you girls. Okay. That's really why I think people did not like her, because she genuinely was pretty. Like when you looked at her, you couldn't believe like the beauty you were looking at, because it's like, dang, who made you? Like, who put them jeans in you, bro? We couldn't stop hanging out. We couldn't stop being besties. He was popular and everybody else wanted him. And he realized that, okay, what boy doesn't? So he left my little behind. And one thing I can say though, during that time, Nellie taught me everything that had to do with being a girl. I remember going to school, she putting like lashes on me in the middle school bathroom. Then she does it to herself because her parents were controlling. So she had to do her makeup like every time she came to school. Nobody ever noticed that except for a few girls because we knew her. But like her parents were really controlling. So not only was she learning things herself, she took the time to teach me, and I'm always grateful for that. Like she would learn how to do lashes and then the next day, bitch, I'm doing lashes on you too. Like, come here, let me help you. She taught me how to do makeup. She even went as far as teaching me how to shave on FaceTime. Like this girl was my twin for life. I loved her. Like she did everything that, a big sister's supposed to do. But because of the fact that me and my sister's drastic a lot in age, and also I was very shy, I thought I wasn't supposed to be talking about this stuff simply because of the fact that I grew up as a Christian girl that go to church and read her Bible. So I was very churchy, My mom was always at the church. Before my dad passed, he was at the church. He was really high in the church. So like for me, I thought it would be like a sin to talk about this out loud. I don't know why. Talk about lashes, makeup, and shaving out loud. But I was like, I can't talk about that. But she was like, no, girl. Come here, we're going to learn about it because we're both going to be T. You're not going to think I'm the only one that's T. And she also taught me how to wear clothes. Like, I was weird, okay, guys? I used to wear wedges to school. Heels to school. And then she told me, like, babe, stop doing that, okay? You look weird, all right? Don't do that. Can you even get to class? And I'm like, actually, no, my feet are hurting. Give me some shoes right now. So she was my big sister. And not only as we got older, we got closer, but now that I think about it, we became trauma bonded really easily. Nellie stuck by me, period. Okay. She was a writer. She stuck by me. Maybe it was because the fact that I was her cousin and she couldn't date him. But besides the point, let me believe that she loved me for me. All right. Love me. Choose me. Pick me. Okay. And I remember one thing that I can remember now that like I always thought, like looking at her when she would do her like lashes, like how could someone be so beautiful but also be so insecure? Like she was very insecure within herself. She didn't understand how beautiful she was. I mean, she understood it to other people. It's hard to explain. Like she understood that other people thought she was beautiful, but they didn't see her for her brain or what she had to say. They always seen her for the outside beauty, and I felt like that really took a toll on her mind and who she was as a person. Like they didn't know this girl wanted to serve in the army. They didn't know that she had big dreams for herself. All they seen her was, a light-skinned girl with beautiful eyes and that she needs to be a model now. And it's like, no, babe, she has controlling parents. She has stuff going on at home that nobody sees. And also she was the person that can make you laugh like super easily. Cardi B in interviews, that's her. Like she has that type of attitude. She's very funny, outgoing. So that's the least person you would expect to have a lot going on at home. But because people started to value her looks a little bit more than her mind, you could see her she started to explore her womanhood a little bit more. And like I told you earlier, babe, I just thought makeup, shaving, and lipstick was a sin. Asking about that. Who the nanny's going to start exploring their womanhood, okay? Like, I can't explore that. I'm not ready. So I was not ready. And if you go to a small school, like telling adults and stuff like that about things that you could possibly be going through is not an option because they could become more invested in the drama than they do invested in fixing it. Like dead serious. I remember one time, but when I started talking to the quote unquote popular boy at school, when we broke up, mind you, we were in all the same classes. Who did this? Who made the schedule? Mind you, you couldn't make your schedule in middle school. This was automatically generated. Like you had to like post your story. I remember like posting our story on Snapchat and being like, who has the same classes as me? Because like this was not picked, babe. They did this on their own. I feel like somebody was in the back, like just like, doing it themselves, like trying to cause ruckus in my life. Anyways, yeah, I remember one time, since we had all classes together, they seen us not sitting together. And the teachers called me up there. I'm thinking they're going to call me up there and tell me, like, do you need to go to the counselor? They're like, did you and such and such break up? And I dead serious, like, look at them. And my eyes start watering because I was having a good day. And I was like, yeah, we broke up. And they were like, oh, okay. Had no remorse for me, babe. None for me. And I just turned around and sat back down. But it also made me realize, like, yeah, going to the adults is not a solution in this situation because they were more invested in drama than they were, like, invested in fixing anything else. So, yeah. But as we got older, like, Nelly's dad became hella more controlling. Like, he would control everything she would do. And honestly, I can't lie. He probably had a reason to because we were feral, okay? We had boyfriends. We was, doing little middle school stuff, starting friend groups, threatening a fight, da-da-da-da. Me, I was just following around. I'm not even gonna lie. That was the first time in my life I can say I was a follower, okay? I was just following behind Nelly because she made me, okay? So right now, bitch, I'm your puppy dog. Tell me what I need to do. I don't know how to do this. So one thing though, my dad died at a young age, but I also always knew he was a great man. But I can never like understand how her dad could like brainwash her insecurities into her. Like one day I remember visiting her home, and this was like after begging like to visit her home. This was the first and last time I've ever done that too, that I visited her home. So I remember first we pulled up, my heart sank. And I don't know why. And beforehand, I remember her telling me like my stepmom is a witch. And I'm like, girl, BFFR. I'm a Christian girl that go to church and read her Bible, but like, witch, come on. She's like, no, dead ass. Like, she's a witch. Like, you're going to pull up here. You're going to feel something. And when you do, you tell me. Like, she's going to be weird as hell. So we pull up and immediately, like, it feels eerie. Like, you just walked into a gravesite. And I'm like, Okay, guys, I had to interject right here because I have to let you know a key part to this story that really set off the creepy vibes for me in the first place. I don't know how I forgot to write this in my notes, but I was thinking about it. What really set it off was when my mom, met the parents and her radar was good. She dropped me off and she left. When you walk down the hall in her house, on the left, you have her room, right? And then on the right, you got some empty ass room, okay? Had like one chair in it and a desk. And you heard music. She turned it up once my mom left, and it wasn't African music. It wasn't Chinese music. I don't know what type of music this was, but it genuinely sounded like satanic music. And it was like a beat in the background, like dun 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 dun, dun, like had your heart racing. It was so scary, and she was playing it almost the whole time. And it was switched to some slow, same type of satanic music, but it gave satanic vibes, no kidding. And then when I looked in there right before I'm about to tell this part of my story, this was right before, as soon as I got there. When I looked in there, you seen her like doing some weird dances towards the sky. Okay, like I said, I'm a church girl that go to church and read her Bible. I know what praising the Lord looks like. I know when it comes over you. I was raised in a black church, so they was falling out every week, okay? But this was nothing like that. It gave me eerie vibes. So let me continue the story. We go in her room, we're hanging out, and we hear like a knock on the door, and it's like, I'm like, what? Who is that? Like, I'm thinking, it's her mom probably about to give us snacks, da-da-da-da. So she comes in very quietly. Mind you, this woman, she's a little heavy set. She's Latina. But she looks older. Like, she looks she's mixed with something else. Like, she can't be just Latina because her hair was like straightened, but like she like took some while to straighten it. And she comes in and she starts like tapping her nails on the table, like very creepy, like, if you can kind of hear that. Like, she's just like tapping them, and she's just standing there staring at us. Really quickly grabs my arm, and we sit on the bed, and we're just like making eye contact with her, right? She starts preaching to us, like, but one thing I always learned is something called like discernment, and you can look it up. Like, it's like when God gives you that eerie feeling, and he's like, that's not preaching. Stop listening now. Like, turn your radars on. So I immediately turned my radars on because the thing she was preaching about, she basically was teaching us that like men are nobodies, and like we are nobodies too, so we shouldn't be giving ourselves to men. We shouldn't be having sex with men. We shouldn't be doing that. And once you do that, it can never be like, she was talking about things that like she was talking about like things you shouldn't do during sex and things like that. And she was talking about that as if she's known me for she's known me for years. Like, I grew up with her. Mind you, like in my head, I'm like, is this right for like a mom to talk about on the first night of us hanging out? Let's be for real. And maybe in a way, now that I think about it, maybe in a way she probably was doing that because she was scared of what Nelly was doing at school. So the best way to get to her was to tell her friend. But she quickly realized, though, like I was following Nelly. It wasn't necessarily Nelly was following me, because I didn't know what I was doing when it came to being bad and all that. No, I didn't know. But that day was so fun. We had fun. We went walking. She taught me everything. She talked to me about her room. Something else creepy that happened is we walked in after jumping on the trampoline, and we were like, hey, we're hungry. Let's go get some food. So we go to the kitchen, and I sit down, and sometimes at the time I had a very bad habit of sitting down and putting my foot up on the chair when I sat down. So like I was kind of like holding my knee as I was sitting at the table. And her stepmom walks in very quietly. Mind you, like her dog was just standing there, and he dead ass starts walking backwards. Like he just saw a ghost at the front door. Like he was walking to the door, and then he starts walking backwards. And I'm like, who's there? And her stepmom creeps around the corner, walks past me, and hits the table. She says, get your foot off my chair right now. Bitch, I was like, huh? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, it was a bad habit. Da, da, da. And then, that wasn't creepy. Because, black parents, we always, you don't put your feet on my chair. She starts saying, like laughing like that, like a witch, dead ass. This bitch starts laughing like a witch and was like, I'm just joking. And mind you, the way that the house was set up, it was very, like, you could hear a pin drop. So all this that's going on, it's very silent, and it's just her talking. And what made it very eerie was anytime she spoke or came around or anything like that, Nelly would sit up straight. She would sit up straight. Her hand would always be shaking, or her leg would always be shaking. Like something was wrong. And they also, the whole time, kept making comments about how pretty Nelly thought she was. If Nelly thought she was so pretty, Nelly thought she was all that. And I'm like, babe, she is, okay? She's that girl. But it helped me realize where she got that insecurity from, and that it can really be learned. So fast forward, I want to say it's my 8th grade year. Me and Nelly are mad close now. I've lost what I thought was going to be I don't know why. As a middle schooler, you get this if you're a girl. I thought it was going to be my man for life. I thought I lost him. she's teaching me like, it's okay if you lost him, as many men in the sea, you know. She's showing me everything. We're getting closer and closer and closer. I think this was 8th grade summer, right? Me and her couldn't really talk like that, and when we did talk, I really treasured it. I really treasured when we did talk. And I remember one time she called me, which was really unusual because it was during the day, and she would always call me at night because she had to sneak to talk on the phone and things like that. No, my phone's ringing, and I'm at Sunday dinner, or like dinner with all my family, some type of family gathering. And I pick it up, and she starts screaming, Simone, please come get me, please. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, she's screaming. I can't understand what's going on, but my mom can hear her voice because she's talking so loud through the phone. So my mom's asking me, what's wrong? Somebody else in my family that's a police officer was there. He heard what was going on, and it sounded like she was in distress. So of course, he sits up straight and is like, what's going on? And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, what's going on? She explains she's hiding in the bushes away from her father because she was jumping on the trampoline, and her dad has a rule. If he calls that phone, you better answer it. Not on the 3rd ring, the 4th ring on that. You got like about to the 2nd ring. If you're not answering that phone, like all hell's gonna break loose, you know? So she was jumping on the trampoline, and she explains that her cousins had pulled up on some 4-wheelers, and she was just talking to them, chit-chatting with them, da-da-da-da. And as she was talking to them, her phone was going off. Yeah, her phone was going off. And guess who came flying home? Her father. Her father came flying home due to her like not answering the phone. Saw her talking to her cousins. And this is where she literally breaks down, because you hear her saying like, they're my cousins. I would never do anything for my cousins. You know, I wouldn't, like, that's disgusting. Da 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 da. He was convinced that because she wasn't answering the phone, she was doing something she wasn't supposed to do with her cousins. I just want you to, like, how could you think that about your daughter? Because she didn't answer. Anyways, so he comes home and he does what he does. He does some actions to her that are not legal, okay? Meaning hit her and things like that. I don't want to go too in depth because I don't know what's allowed. And she calls me. And in that moment, like, I've never been somebody's call for help. So yeah, I wanted to be the hero, but like, also I was thinking like, dang, what's gonna happen? Like, what am I gonna, like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I'm in 8th grade, babe. What do I do? So I immediately, I turned to my mom, like, Mom, we have to go get Nelly. Like, we have to, I don't care. Like, da da da. You know, you in 8th grade, you hear your best friend in trouble. I don't care. Jump in that car right now, crank up the keys, let's go. So my mom is a lovely woman. I love my mother. She jumps in the car. She's like, where does she knows where she lives. She was like, we're gonna find her. Like, da da da. It's okay, Simone. I'm crying. I'm like, please make sure my friend doesn't get hurt. So we get there, right? We get there. We find her. She's hit. She actually is hidden in like a construction site, like really hidden. And we pick her up. And I'm sorry for getting so quiet, but I can never forget that, because her face, her beautiful face, was like ruined. I would never forget she telling me to take pictures of the damages because her hands were so bruised. Her face was bruised. Like her face was swollen. And I just could not believe somebody could do that. He explained how he drug her through the yard all the way into the house by her hair. No one should ever experience abuse ever in their life, especially from somebody that's supposed to be their father, their first love. And I genuinely could not comprehend it as a person, like how someone could do that. And I know she couldn't either. I remember like we hugged each other for like 3 hours crying. On the ride home, we get home, I told her she can live with us. You know, I'm a kid, right? So I don't know necessarily the logistics when it comes to somebody wanting to live with you. I just know like she needs a home, and my mom knows that, so it doesn't matter, you're coming with us. That was low-key what we always wanted. We always talked about in the kids in the middle school bathroom, like, oh, I can't wait, like, till we get older, we can be able to live together, buy an apartment together. Like, we always talked about living together, so we kind of got that early. So we was lit, okay? Besties for the resties, living together. Nobody could tell us, shh. We're in there like swimwear. And if you told your 8th grade self, bitch, you're gonna move in with your best friend, y'all gonna be lit, y'all gonna be sharing a room, you'd be like, okay, bet. And also, I have a lot of siblings, and I grew up sharing a room with like 3 of my sisters. So like sharing a room with somebody that I wasn't necessarily worried about that. I gave her half of my clothes. I told her she could use whatever she wanted. Like I didn't care because like she was my best friend living with me. Like it didn't matter. I remember it was 8th grade summer, so we were about to go into our freshman year. I was super nervous. Like I told you girlies last podcast. My dream was always to be a college student. I always wanted to go to college, be in college, be somebody. So I knew it's time to lock in. Like these playing games is over. Like I gotta start like trying to run for stuff, SGA. I gotta start being in there, like swimwear. Like I gotta get in there. So I didn't necessarily let her know that. I guess I was wrong, and I shouldn't have did that. But I definitely knew in the back of my head, like it's time to lock in. And she joined JRTC, so I thought she had the same mindset as me. Like me and her both needed to do something. Like we had to get out of there. Her caseworker made us understand that if she did stay with us, though, like she had to stay out of trouble. And that's one thing about Nelly. Like she did get in a little bit of trouble here or there. So like that was a big case that her father was putting against her. Like the only reason he reacted like that is because she's a troubled child, and it's hard to be with her. But me personally, like I couldn't understand that, because how can you say that, but you're the reason they're like this? Like you tell her every day, like how she is and how she's gonna be, what she's gonna be, that she uses her looks. You never ask her dreams, her aspirations. You never instill affirmations into her. You never instill values into her, but then you expect her to be this amazing person. And I couldn't grasp that. And I just like, even if she couldn't be my friend, I knew she needed somebody like an adult in her life, and my mom could be that for her, because she needed somebody like my mom to be in her life, necessarily to show her like you don't need to use your looks for everything. If she stayed, she had to stay out of trouble. But like honestly, that quickly changed, because like one thing you're gonna learn about Nelly and my problem in our relationship is she would cause problems and I would make excuses for it. And that's not a friendship. A friendship is, bitch, you wrong, but I love you. That's a friendship. Me, on the other hand, I never call nobody out. I just said, I'll fix it. And that cost a really big toll on my depression and things like that, because at this time when we got into freshman year, it was all about Nelly was all about Simone. We never went out and made other friends. We never went out and like, I feel like that really put a dent in my freshman year, because I didn't get to experience the first time freshman experience, because when we got home, it was, did you call your social worker? Like, make sure you're good, It was like being a mom. I don't really necessarily remember what Nelly got in trouble for, but she got in trouble. Okay. It didn't last that long. All right. And as quickly as she got moved there, as quickly as she left. All right. They took her. I wasn't mad at her. That's the crazy part. I wasn't even mad at Nelly. I was mad at the social worker for taking my best friend. She was really my only friend, and I spent so much time with her that like I was so scared to go back to school. I remember, also guys, remember this. At the time, I was unmedicated with OCD. And if you do your research on obsessive compulsive disorder, it's not just about cleaning. It's a mind thing. It really is. And at that time, I was unmedicated. So going to school without Nelly is like a tiger going to school without stripes. I was like, oh, hell to the no. I was scared. And so like in my brain, not only was I having a normal anxiety of a teenager, but I was also having the continued thoughts of my OCD. Like, you're going to be a failure. Nobody's going to like you. Everybody's looking at you. Oh my gosh, look at your hair. Blah, 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 blah. I remember like literally one day of the week, she was like going for like a whole week. I couldn't talk to her. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know what was on. Anything. I just knew that the social worker had took her because she got in trouble. That's it. I remember one day I forgot my lash glue, and I was like crying in the car because I was a car rider, and I was like, Mom, like you cannot make me go to school like this. Like I'm so ugly. Like you cannot. In that moment, like my mom, like she was like looking at me, and she couldn't believe like I was literally crying over that. And a little bit of me can say that was my OCD, but I can also say that mini panic attack about the lash glue or whatever, I think it was like Nelly rubbing off on me. What I mean by that is like we were in a friendship when she picked and prodded at herself in the mirror. I wasn't the type to validate her, and that was wrong on my end.
I want to tell this story as my first friendship heartbreak because it not only taught me a lot about how to be a better friend for moving forward, but it also taught me how to look for better friends. So when she picked and prided herself in the mirror, I didn't validate her. I didn't say, no, girl, that's not true. I was like, yeah, I'm fat too. Like, we need to work out. We need to do better. And sometimes you don't need to tell that to certain people, especially not knowing what mindset they could be in. So this story is getting mad long. I don't want to have you guys waiting too long for our guest. We had a little switch up of a guest, so our guest this week is going to be Leah. I hope you guys enjoy it. What is up, Dorm Diaries? It is Simone Blyden, your host here, and I have a guest today. I'm going to let her speak for herself because I don't want to take up all your time like I just did for like 15 minutes? Ew. Okay, so here she goes.
What's up, Dear Diaries? It's Leah back again for the first time. I am a sophomore. My major is elementary education. And yeah.
So, like, what do you want to do with that?
Work with children, you know.
What inspired you to like want to work with children and things like that?
My dad works with children. Got to get some, experience in that field. I like working with people in general. So
when you were younger, him working with children like did something with you, like it helped you as a child.
Yeah.
That's why I want to be a teacher a little bit too, because I know when I become a mom, I'll be like, okay, you need to learn this because I know it's gonna be there.
Exactly.
Like, yes, that makes sense. So I know you do music.
Yeah.
So can you tell us some of your song names and like describe to us what type of music you do and stuff like that?
Okay, so I don't like put myself in a category because I like to try different stuff.
That makes sense.
So you gonna
that makes sense. No, Liz, she said something like that in one of her podcasts. She was like, I don't put myself in a category because sometimes I want to rap, sometimes I want to do pop music. It doesn't. It depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Right.
Yeah.
So I ain't dropped about like this whole year.
What? You got to.
I went ghost. I'm gonna actually drop hopefully November, December. I got like a lot of music in my vault, but they're just for me to hear.
Your voice, it would be really good on a Christmas album. I can tell you that.
I did drop one last year.
Oh my gosh, I have to listen, guys. We might gotta put some.
It was like a collaboration.
So when did you know like music was your thing? Like when did you get into it?
Me and my sister, as little kids, we used to sing a whole lot. Like,
oh yeah, I remember, guys. If you don't, if you don't know, me and Leah went to church together when we were kids. So like, we was church girls that went to church and read our Bible, like I said earlier. So like,
we was in there, boy.
Our parents was always at the church. So where were we? Always at the church.
Always, sun up, sun down.
So if you do a little snooping, you may find some YouTube videos of Leah singing when we were kids.
Oh, please don't do that. Please, you may find Lanaya up there, not me.
Oh my gosh. So like, what is your favorite genre of music to listen to though?
R&B. I love R&B.
Really?
Like, between R&B and gospel.
And
then I had to throw rap. Like they're all just top three because like I listen to so many genres. So
yes.
Yeah.
So like, who's your top 3 influencers? Like if they were like, you can't listen to any music anymore, but you can listen to these three people, who would you listen to?
It'd probably be Brandy.
Good one. Clock it.
Wu-Tang and Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean?
Love him.
Oh, okay. A lot of people don't really listen to Frank Ocean. Now, like, it's becoming more popular, but when I was, like, in middle school, nobody really.
Right. I do remember that. I was like, who is that? And then as time went on, I was like, dang, he really spitting.
Yes, he's really been spitting. So, like, in your writing mode, like, when you get in writing mode, is there any things that you do? Like, do you be alone? Do you drink tea? Like, is there anything that you do when you're getting ready to write and you're getting in your mood?
Okay, so this is another reason. So, I like to live life.
Yes.
I like to talk about like stuff I've been going through.
Like Queen Naija, like talk about what you're going through.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell a story.
And exactly. Or like if I'm about to record, I like to do like get into character. I could be like different people
that makes sense.
in my music.
That makes sense.
Like tell a story.
Yeah. It's like your own little diary, basically what I'm doing. Yeah, like I love that. I love that so much.
I did do a song called Jupiter. It was like a love story.
Oh.
A girl met like she's like, I could describe her like an alien.
Oh wow!
And like she meets this guy, he's like from outer space or whatever.
That reminds me of "Need to Know" by Doja Cat. She had like an alien theme, and it was about like this alien guy falling in love with this alien girl, and she was like all that, and he wanted her. It was so good. Oh, I love music so much. It's so much you can like break down and stuff like that. And you're on the praise and worship team at school, right? At the FFC.
Yes.
How is that?
It is fun. I'm the music director, so like, dealing with a lot of people and trying to make sure everybody get their needs met.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun for the most part. Like, we actually are like a big family.
Right.
I joined my freshman year and made so many connections.
That's
helped me
so
get
cool.
into some of the stuff I'm into now, and it helped me with my walk with Christ. So,
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
How do you like balance your walk with Christ and still being a college student at school? And it's okay. It's your diary. So like we can be truthful. Like last podcast, like people let us know they were struggling with their relationship, but they're trying, and that's all that matters. So
I mean, okay, like sometimes I feel like I have my childish days, but like
That
I
makes
think
sense.
I'm very mature
yeah.
for my age. So like I feel like partying and stuff, like it kind of missed me here because I did that in high school.
Yeah. I feel
done
you with that
tried
one.
everything.
I
So
feel
it's just
that.
like,
Do I really? There's no point anymore.
exactly.
Like,
I'm in a relationship, so I mean,
Yes.
like I just be chilling.
that makes so much. That makes so much more
Yeah.
sense. That makes so much more sense. You do Christian music as well too, right? Or just
So we're
secular?
actually trying Christian R&B music. I love gospel. Like I do love it,
Period.
but I don't want to be like traditional gospel.
That makes sense.
Because you got people out there that don't listen to that. They want
Yeah.
something that's kind of like a.
That's gonna hype them up, get them ready. Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Has faith ever inspired any of your songs, like in a way, like
Yeah.
It
like
has-
it could be like a love song, but like whole time like
you're moving somebody else in a way? Yeah.
it could be about Jesus at the end. So
Yes, that makes sense. So now that you're on the worship team, is it very like demanding? Are you always at practice?
Always.
You are?
Always.
How do you balance like doing this education major? Because if you don't know, it's very tough because you have to do hours, you have to be ready for praxis,
Yes.
all this stuff. How do you balance that and still do that?
But by the grace of God, I got all my classes online.
That is
so
perfect.
I can like do them online. Like I can do it if I'm somewhere else, like home. I can just let me go ahead and knock this out. But like I have to study way more than in person. Like I have to really be on top of my stuff. Like I try to have all my assignments done by Thursday.
And did you always know you wanted to be like a teacher since you were a kid?
No, I was gonna go to school and open up my own record label, and I was gonna like name it like Wilts and something. I still want to do that, but
You want to have a plan for yourself?
yeah, and I don't.
That's
really,
how I feel as well.
right, and I don't really want to like be a recording artist. I like writing, like
Yeah.
writing music for other people.
That makes sense.
I would love to do that.
That
as
makes
a
sense.
career.
A lot of artists that we don't know writes music today, like does. Like I there's this one artist, I forgot. Megan Trainor, did you know she writes like so many like black artists and you wouldn't even know?
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you wouldn't even know. But like also her music is playing in like Target and it's kind of not that good when she sings it. So that's probably why. I mean, honestly, it's probably why. That's like white girl Target music. That's not something. So how did you find this community at school? Like how did you get involved? What's your story on that?
For Night Praise?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So, this girl named Gabby, she's on the cheerleading team. Shout out to Gabby. I seen her like she had joined. I was like, oh, it's not like I really want to do this. Like I kept hearing people talking about it. I was like, let me join. So I texted her. She pointed me to our. She pointed us to our what would we call him? Like the executive. Like he started it.
Yeah.
She pointed me to his direction, Langston Robinson. He just graduated last year. He was like, just in the video of you singing or whatever, something like you singing. So I just took a quick clip, sent it to him, and then it just got in like that. And so I was shy. Like the first practice I went to, they had me leading a song.
Oh.
What? And
What?
and the
They
crazy
put you on
thing-
the front lines first practice?
But see, this is what I did. I volunteered, and that's what.
They was like, oh, we like her.
Exactly, bro. And so, but a lot of people don't know I really don't like singing in public. I would like dodge it as much as I can. I like to I like be in the backgrounds. Like I play keyboard.
You got to get out there now. We in college. It's time to like, what they say, experiment, go crazy.
But that's how can I want to do that, but in the aspect of like showcasing sometimes my own music.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
yeah, it's like you're still trying to figure out how to balance all that together.
yeah.
Like a lot of people when I saw on TikTok this one girl, she was like, I realized I could sing. Like, did you ever have a time in your childhood like you can remember like I realized I could sing? Like,
No,
you don't.
Let me tell you why. Because I didn't. How I sing now is not how I used to sing when I was younger. I used to try to sound like Toni Braxton, and my sister would pick on me so bad. My mama would pick on me. It was so bad. But as I got older, Yeah, I mean, I just found my sound.
That's good. That's good. So if you could open for one artist that like matches your sound or somebody you would be like, Kalani? Oh yeah, she's a good one. Where can people find your music if they like wanted to look for it?
Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, pretty much on all platforms. Just type in Leah with 3 H's.
Okay, so guys, I wanted to introduce you guys to a new segment that I'm gonna bring in people. I want to talk about some hot takes. These ones are a little late, but I still want to talk about them. So Cardi B released a new album September 2025, Am I the Drama? It has been very visible in the 2025 press / award cycles, which has made the public go back and forth between her, Nicki, and it's just been this big feud. My question for you, did you listen to her album actually?
I don't listen to one song. I kind of been avoiding it because there's been so much traction to it right now. And I like listen to stuff when it kind of died down. All the drama that's going on around it is crazy.
Right. How do you feel about that? And what stood out to you musically about like the whole thing?
About the drama? Okay. I'm first off, Team Cardi, not Nicki. I'm sorry, Team Cardi.
Team Cardi.
The reason why I say that is because, when I started seeing the stuff come out, she's talking about people, kids, and she started it.
Yeah. Personally, too, even musically, I feel like I do hear people bumping Cardi B. Like, no matter how old, even if it's Bodak Yellow, if somebody was to play that right now, everybody in the room, even the guys, would be bumping that.
Exactly.
But at the same time, like, Nicki, there is some songs where, like, you can only see the girls twerking to that one. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I think Nicki's also a great artist, but she's kind of outplayed and it's time to retire,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. She did post something on Twitter or Instagram where she said she's not releasing her album because people made her mad. Like,
yeah, I seen that. And then
me personally, that gave grandma. Like, why are you AIing yourself, holding yourself hand? Like, sit down.
I think she's just mad because she's been coming for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I just think she's tired because they're all coming back at one time and she doesn't know how to like hit them all in the album like she used to. And that's okay. And like you said, you're like floating around rap, R&B, all that. As a woman though, like, do you ever feel pressured to like stick to one genre, especially if you're singing with somebody else? They're like, no, you have to sing about this because you're a girl. Or no?
And if I ever do come in contact with a person like that, it's no need to do the song.
Right.
Just wasting my time.
It's wasting your energy, right? So there's also dating rumors between 21 Savage and Lotto, and also pregnancy speculation. Recently, there's been gossip on social media chatter about Lotto and 21 Savage dating, and some fans have circulated pregnancy rumors, which Lotto has addressed and reacted to social platforms. And she really hasn't given us a lot, I can say. So how do you feel about these rumors, and how do you think women should handle pregnancy within like the music industry?
Okay, so last I seen, I heard it being confirmed she is dating 21.
Yeah, because she said something like walking down, like I think she was walking, she was like, that's not that she didn't really give too much, but we kind of could speculate they're dating.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I don't think she's pregnant though. I just think I think she's bloated, even if she is pregnant.
Yeah. Do you think like women should hide their pregnancy like they do or nah?
It depends on how far they are in the career, but if it happens, it happens. I'm pretty sure they can navigate well.
So what boundaries do you set for your private life versus public life, especially because you're on the worship team and you're trying to do your own music? What boundaries do you have, especially in your relationship?
Keep my circle small.
Right.
Like, I can be around a bunch of people, I can socialize, but when I say my circle, I can count on my fingers. I am a very private person.
Right.
And as far as like boundaries and relationships, I mean, like, I don't really want to make couple friends, like people that are in relationships that are dating to marry.
Yeah,
because I don't think there's nothing wrong with single friends, but I feel like I can't relate to them as I would with
I feel you
person in a relationship. And then like just making boundaries, that's what's good for you guys on the same page. Make sure you guys are comfortable. That's what I'm doing, I'm in a place in my life, I don't need a lot of friends.
And if you don't mind me asking, how long have you guys been dating?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
I met him my senior year of high school.
So are you thinking about marriage? Is that in your future? He told
my mother and father that he wanted to marry me. So we're just waiting on
We're just waiting. Just like, get on your knee right now. What are you doing?
No, yes. I ain't rushing. No, whenever he know he's ready, like, I believe in, like, make sure we go to counseling before.
Yeah, that's what me and my fiance are doing. We're going to counseling for a year. That's like the deal. That was the only thing I was like, counseling for a year. Then we're going to go to spiritual counseling where we go talk about God and all that. get our stuff in line before we really lock it in for real.
Yes.
So yeah, that makes so much sense. Thank you for coming on my podcast. I loved having this conversation with you. It was so much fun.
No problem.
Give us where we can get your music, the name, any other plugs you got, and just a closing statement, some advice to the girlies.
Okay, so you get my music on Apple Music, Spotify. Just type in Leah, Lea with 3 H's. And if you can't find it, go to the link on my Instagram. It's like linked under there. My Instagram is Leah Bay X _ something like that. It'll be there. But yeah, and some advice, I say never stop dreaming, shoot for the stars, and hold your head up, and don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Yeah.
Period. Love you, girlies. Bye. See you later.